Hello everyone and welcome to another collections showcase, and today I've got a couple of fantastic prototype pieces to show you. We have a Resurrection Dalek prototype and one of the original 5th Doctor TARDIS prototypes. So I'm going to have a look at these individually, and we're going to start off with the TARDIS. So here we have the prototype 5th Doctor TARDIS. Now this is, as I said, one of the original ones made way back when it was originally prototyped up for release. However, it never did get released. Now, as many of you I'm sure will know, there are rumours abound that we will be getting a 5th Doctor B&M TARDIS set. Now, as I said, these are just very much rumours, certainly. We haven't seen anything that seems to officially indicate this, but from what's been said on forums such as Gallifrey Base, it does seem we are getting at least another 2 TARDIS sets. So, fingers crossed we will be getting an official 5th Doctor TARDIS, because I know it's something that many people would like to see. But it's absolutely amazing for me to finally have one of these 5th Doctor prototype ones in my collection, because this is just sort of a holy grail of prototypes that I've been looking for ages. As some of you will know, there was one of these on eBay recently. This isn't the one that was on eBay. I got this through some very interesting means, which I will go into now, as I have been allowed to disclose this. Basically, I was in contact with Character Options to inquire about advanced merchandise for review, because as you know, some other people that review Doctor Who merchandise sometimes get products in advance of their release in order to review them, and I was in contact with them asking how it may be possible for me to do this. And by pure luck and just happenstance, I was managed to get in contact with the fantastic and the very nice man Al DeWare at Character Options. The Al DeWare, the man who is behind all of these fantastic Doctor Who products we've been getting over the years, or at least, you know, I've obviously been rather vocal in some of my criticisms of them, but it's been nice to have a chat with him. You know, and it was just fantastic to actually talk to him, talk to the guy that's been behind all of these things. Now, I will just say, just for the record, whilst I have talked to Al, he has not revealed any information to me regarding future products. Nor did I ask, and nor am I willing to ask, so please don't ask me to ask him, or ask me if I know anything, because I don't know anything, and I realise how privileged I am to be able to be in contact and talk to Al, so I don't want to jeopardise that by you know, by pushing my luck and asking you know, about future products. As I said, simply because I don't want to push my luck and risk losing contact with him, but also because ultimately I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. So, you know, I don't want to certainly spoil it for myself. I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. So I have no interest in asking, really. But that being said, I did chance my arm a little bit by asking him if he had spare any of the original 1st or 7th Doctor TARDIS roof pieces. Not the whole box, just the roof piece without the lamp. Because I've got several of the 4th Doctor TARDISes spare from the recent B&M set, and the plan was to take a resin cast from one of my other TARDISes, my 7th TARDISes, to take a resin cast of the roof and make one to go on the top of it. On the top of one of the 4th Doctor ones, so I could turn it into a 6th Doctor TARDIS. Because as some of you will know, I do have, or I did have, because I'll come back to that in a minute, I did have a custom 5th Doctor TARDIS. And I thought, you know, I'll chance my arm and I'll ask, and I'll say, I don't suppose you've got any of the roof pieces spare, just the roof piece, that's all I'm after. And he very kindly said he'd have a look. He managed to find one, and he said, you know, I'll send it off. I get the package, open it, and lo and behold, I received this entire box, and I was sitting there looking at it, thinking, is this what I think it is? And I asked him, I said, is this one of the original 5th Doctor prototypes? And he said, yes, it is, because it was just going to be thrown away otherwise. And you know, I I have absolutely, I've been given this on the express condition that I don't try to sell it or anything, but obviously, as I said, this is a holy grail for me in terms of a collection, so I really have no intentions of selling this at all. And the nice thing about this now is, where I had a custom 5th Doctor TARDIS, I've now got an official one, as it were, So I've been stripping down my original 5th Doctor TARDIS custom to turn into a 6th Doctor TARDIS. But it's absolutely amazing to have this in my collection. The detailing on it is absolutely fantastic. It's got the nice lighter blue signs, the lighter blue panel on the front as well. It's got some nice sort of weathering around it as well, like a sort of tarnish that the TARDIS had during the sort of 5th Doctor's era. And I have to say, it's a real shame, looking at this, that this never got released, because I'm sure there was a reason. I'm sure it was budget reasons or something like that. But I know this is why I'm really hoping that that the fan rumours of a 5th Doctor TARDIS do come to, or the fan hopes, I should say, or rumours, whatever you want to call them, of a 5th Doctor TARDIS do come true, because I know it's something that so many people would love to see. Absolutely so many people would love to see, because it's nice that we've got the 3rd and 4th Doctor TARDISes, and they're brilliant looking TARDISes, but they don't have the bigger roof shape. And I know not just in terms of sales, in terms of, you know, 5th Doctor TARDISes, but as a customizer, I know that if these TARDISes were on shelves again, I would probably buy up a lot of them, because I know they're going to be very popular for people who want to make their own custom versions of other TARDISes. So, yeah, I really hope that the rumours do turn out to be true. But as I said, you know, we know that we're getting another 2 TARDIS sets, so it's certainly going to be interesting to see what comes of it. Just a quick side note as well. Some of you may know that on Twitter a while back, a picture appeared that seemed to have a 5th Doctor TARDIS prototype, a War Doctor TARDIS prototype, and another, what seemed to be some sort of 4th Doctor TARDIS prototype. So, you know, it could be that one of those is coming. However, I know that the War Doctor TARDIS did later appear on eBay, seemingly. So the fact that that prototype version has appeared on eBay makes me think that perhaps that's not going to be followed up, but who knows? As I said, we know we're going to be getting 2 TARDISes. So your guess is as good as mine, really. But I know it's certainly something that I'm hoping for. It's certainly something that a lot of other people are hoping for, and I really hope that we do get to see it, because it is something that the fans definitely want. But for me, it's absolutely fantastic to have this in my collection. I want to say an absolutely huge thank you to Al for donating this to my collection. You know, as I said, I took this on the express permission that the express condition that I wouldn't sell it or anything, and I can damn sure guarantee that this is going to be one of my holy of holies of my collection. Is never gonna leave it, and I am absolutely just gobsmacked and more thankful than I can say for having this donated to my collection. It's absolutely amazing. But that's the TARDIS. Let's get on to looking at the Dalek. So here we have 3 Daleks, and the one in the middle is the prototype version, and the other 2 I will come back to in a moment, because now to give you a bit of background about where this one came from, it's actually going to be a little bit difficult, because I can't exactly remember. Because this figure has been sitting on my shelves. Well, put it this way. This figure has been sitting on my shelves since I lived in Cardiff. And I haven't lived in Cardiff for many, many years. It was just, I think I got it in a job lot of figures. Just random spare parts and bits and things like that. And there were a couple of intact Daleks, including this one. And originally I planned to take it apart and use it for spares, because it's got scuffs, it's got little marks on it and things like that. Yeah, and I didn't think anything of it, but at the time I didn't have any classic Daleks, or at least very few classic Daleks. So I decided, at least I didn't have any sort of classic Daleks that weren't the standard silver. because those were quite easy to get hold of. And so it was one of those things that I thought, well, I haven't got a Dalek in this style, so I'll keep this one for now, and I'll put it to one side. And, you know, as and when I need the parts, I'll strip it down and do whatever. And I completely forgot about it, and I ended up not needing it for parts, so it ended up just sitting on a shelf. And then last year, some of you may remember, I got a big job lot of figures and Daleks, which included the outer two Daleks. Now, the one on the left, and I have to read this off, just want to make sure I get this right. This one is from the original January 2011 Resurrection of the Daleks set. And this one is from the 2013 Fifth Doctor and Dalek 2-pack. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy about exactly which one this is a prototype of, whether it's this one or this one. But what I have managed to find out, again, thanks to Al DeWare, I was able to pick his brains and ask him some questions about this. And basically, what this Dalek in the middle is it's an original paint test piece. Essentially, when they first make a Dalek, they bring the mould and all the pieces together with a sort of first test paint version to see what it would look like. But sometimes some parts are misused and they get the wrong parts in. And if you'll notice, if I put it on side on, you can see that this one has a difference. This has a sort of classic series eye stalk with a grey midsection rather than the cone-shaped white one that it normally has. And also the slats are a solid silver rather than the standard blue with silver overlay as was seen on the later one. And obviously this one also has orange lights, but the orange lights on this one are a little bit darker and seem to be a bit more of a sort of light orange, a darker orange wash over the top of the standard clear. But basically, he said that this is essentially what comes out when they first put all the pieces together and paint it up to get an idea of what it looks like. But because it's only a first test, sometimes the wrong pieces are used, and it just gets discarded because obviously they then make corrections. It's not how they were going to be released. Now the other thing that is a telltale sign on this is if I put them all on their bases, and I'll try and get this on camera as best I can, but you can see if you look here, it's a bit difficult to zoom in unfortunately because of the light. I'm trying to get this in the best light possible. You can see on the bottoms of this one and this one, the numbers are in fact stamped onto the bases. They're actually embossed into the bases. This one has no stamp on it either. And again, from not just from Al, but from some other people in the know about prototypes and things like that, that is a telltale sign of a prototype is one that doesn't have a production code on the bottom of it. And I've noticed this myself on my other prototypes I've got upstairs, like the sound effects Daleks I've got. They have a white printed stamp, which isn't there. And these ones don't have it. Oh, sorry, I should say that the one in the middle doesn't have it either. So it definitely seems to be one that was never intended to be released out of the factory, and it certainly is seemingly a prototype Dalek. And it really goes to show that it's well worth checking what you've got, because at any point before the last few weeks, before I knew what this actually really was, I could have taken this apart for parts and things like that. It is one of those things that it really is worth checking your collection and seeing what you've got, because you never know what's hiding in there. But it's fantastic to finally have this confirmed as an actual prototype piece, and even more so that I've got the two official versions as well to go with it, because it just sort of really does it really does make for a really nice collection that I've got. That I've got both released versions and the prototype one. It really does sort of make it stand out on the shelf. So it's really nice to have something like that I've had for so many years. It's one thing to have a prototype for so many years that I'm not sure about confirmed, but to have something that I've had for so many years confirmed to be a prototype is something else entirely. And I think it's just brilliant. There's not really a lot more I can say about that. So that brings to a close another collections showcase. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. Be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I'll see you with another video very soon.